I don't know how you can achieve your goals. And that's because I haven't been achieving my own goals. Some goals that I've had for many, many, many years that I just never got around to or never had time for or whatever, I just put them off. So I'm making this video that I can keep myself accountable so you can see what my goals were for the 2024 year and what I achieved at the end of it. And I'll also talk about the plans that I have to achieve those goals, and hopefully you can learn something from it, and maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't work for you, maybe it works for me, maybe it doesn't work for me. So I have 4 main goals. The first one of these is to learn Thai. I'm half Thai. I don't know how to read Thai or speak Thai other than like dishes and like guai, which is banana. So I know a few food items. I could probably order food right now, which is like, it's okay. I want to really be able to speak Thai, and I feel like I'm kind of missing that part of myself. This is something I've been saying for years, probably like 5 years. So it's been a long time. So I want to get on top of that. My tangible goal by the end of the year is to hopefully be able to have a simple conversation with my mom in Thai. The second goal I have is to get a YouTube channel to 1K subscribers. This is something that I've been not really applying myself to, I think, well, in the past however many years. The first time I started a YouTube channel with some friends in like 2015. So I've been trying to make YouTube videos, kind of maybe half-assing it a little bit for 10 years now. Oh my goodness. So I'd like to really take a shot at it more seriously, see where I can get within this year. And my goal is 1,000 subscribers because it's a mark that I haven't been able to hit on my own. It's something that I was able to hit with my friends with that first YouTube channel, but I've been kind of chasing that ever since, and it just feels weird. So that's one of my goals. My other goal is to code a new web app. Last year, I coded a web app to help one of the card games that I enjoy playing transfer their kind of deck information from one source to another, and it's been very helpful for people. People seem to really appreciate that. Reminded of myself, it's kind of broken right now. It's like, I should probably go fix that. But anyway, I really enjoyed the process of building that and also being able to help a community that I really care about. So I would like to replicate that this year. I don't have any ideas. So that's my first step. I need to come up with an idea of a web app to build. I've been talking with my friend about doing some stuff for Pokemon Go, since that's kind of one of my latest interests. So we'll see how that goes. The fourth main goal that I have for this year is that I would like to lose more weight. I've been not super serious about losing weight. I'm an avid runner. I run probably 5 to 6 days a week. That's not really been happening ever since I ran the New York Marathon. I would like to lose some weight, be a little bit more serious about it. I'm not at the weight I want to be. To be clear, that is 210 to 15 range right now. I would love to be under 200 consistently. I've gotten probably down to the 200, 205 range consistently before, but I want to break that 200 barrier. And it's kind of funny because this isn't my real goal. My real goal isn't to lose weight. My real goal is to run a sub 2 minute in the 800 meters, which is, it's tough. I think my best time last year was 2:19, which is, it only sounds like 20 seconds, but that's a big gap. I just don't think I'll really be able to seriously train for the 800 meters this year. There's a lot going on. We've got a big move upcoming, which I expect will just be a lot of change, and it's just gonna be crazy. So I don't expect to really be able to I'm gonna really train and really get this out. So my goal is to just focus more on the losing weight aspect. I think it'll be a little bit lighter touch. And if we consider that back in high school, when I ran at 2 minutes and 1 second, just 1 second off, I was around 180. So I'm kind of like 30 pounds heavier than I was when I was running where I want to get to, right? And that's a lot of weight to be lugging around. I'm gonna focus on losing the weight, and that was kind of like a tangential goal to the real goal of running a sub to 800 meters, but I think it's a little bit more attainable for me right now. So that's my 4 goals. Learn Thai, create a new web app, 1,000 subscribers on a YouTube channel, whether it's this one or a gaming focused channel, that I haven't really decided yet. And 4 is to lose weight, trying to get consistently under 200 pounds, maybe more if it goes well. But that's the main goals. So let's talk about how I'm going to get there. The plan really has two parts, and it's pretty simple. The first is breaking down each goal into an actionable task that I can do, let's say daily or weekly, that's going to hopefully result in the end goal. Not really thinking about the outcomes, but thinking about the inputs. How can I control the input to achieve the output and help keep myself more accountable? So we'll go over the list again. The first one is learning Thai. My plan is to do 30 minutes of Thai every day. And since I made this goal, I've done it, I'm probably about 70-80%. I'm kind of okay with that because I think it's important to also not like kick yourself in the butt when you don't hit your goals. Like it's the most important part as you just keep going and say, you know what, it didn't work today, but I'll get it tomorrow. That's my Thai mini goal is 30 minutes a day practicing Thai. I have read Thai in 10 days. I think it's really important to learn the script for Thai because it helps you understand the intonations and stuff, which I'm still struggling with. I'm currently on like day 8 and I was on day 6 after a Thailand trip I went to 2 or 3 years ago. So we're making progress through the book. But yeah, I've been on day 6 for like 3 years. So we're changing that. We're gonna finish this and then I'll figure out what to do after that. For YouTube, my goal is to have one video every 2 weeks. So we're just gonna try to do 2 weeks. I was just actually listening to a podcast with Noah Kagan and Ali Abdaal, and they said the rule of 100. So I think I'm going to commit to 100 videos before I make an opinion on whether I'm going to continue pursuing YouTube or not. Because part of my reason for my goal was I feel like I've been putting all this effort, kind of half-assedly, admittedly, into doing YouTube. At some point, there's got to be a stopping point, and I got to say, you know what? This isn't for me. And I think it's okay to do that, but I think you have to give yourself a real shot at it. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-year goal type thing, but 100 videos, one every 2 weeks is the goal. If we can do more than that, great. And if not, that's okay. So that's the kind of goal there. To help me hit that goal, I'm also going to be working with an editor. So thank you, Mr. Editor. I really appreciate your help with all this stuff. Because it's kind of foreshadowing the second part, I really just don't have enough time to do all these things. So getting extra time back, such as saving time with editing, with the help of an editor, is very important. The third goal is web apps. So I'd like to code a web app. I need to do the ideation, and then I need to do the actual coding and the setup and stuff. So this is just going to take time. I don't have a specific concrete goal for this one because it's probably going to be more of a sprint type thing where I figure out the idea, I'm interested in it, and instead of focusing my time on doing YouTube, like 30 minutes to an hour a day, then I will just shift that to doing the web app. And then maybe it'll end up resulting in a YouTube video afterwards. Lastly, the goal of losing weight. The main goals I have around this kind of coincide with running. So I want to get back to running 5 to 6 times a week. Part of staying healthy while running is stretching. So I want to stretch 2 times a week. I want to get back into lifting weights for more explosive power. That'll happen 2 times a week. And those are my exercise goals. In terms of eating less, because usually it just comes down to diet. Like losing weight is all about diet, but I think it's a fine balance between increasing your exercise and decreasing your food intake. One of the habits that I've gotten into at the beginning of the year that I just need to kill is sweets. There's been sweets after like every meal, like whether it's like a piece of chocolate or like a cinnamon roll or something. There's just been too much sugar going around. So my main goal here is just cut out sweets, see how that does, and then we'll move on from there. I think calorie counting will probably be something I include again in my routine. So the daily goal might be just counting my calories for the day because I've had some success with that in the past, and that's helped me kind of get from the consistent 2015 down to the consistent 205 range before. And I think just understanding the calories that you put in, it's kind of like you're front loading the work. I'm getting used to how much this amount of servings, this amount of cereal, this amount of yogurt, this amount of milk, this amount of bananas, eggs, whatever. You can kind of get an idea of how much calories those are, and then you can eyeball it later when you're good at it, right? So calorie counting will probably come into play, but for now, it's remove sweets, one step at a time. So these are my mini goals for all the major goals, things that I think are actionable, that I can control without thinking about the outcome, and then those should lead to the eventual outcome that I want. The second part is time. I don't have enough time in the day to do these things. As you might have noticed, running is something that I'm already doing, so I don't really need to add more. But maybe adding a little lifting on top of running, I'll need a little bit more time for that. I'll need more time in the day to actually work on a web app or work on YouTube videos or learn Thai for 30 minutes every day. This stuff is not within my current schedule, so I need to reclaim that time or make more time. For the past months, I said, I want to work on something, I want to work on something, I want to work on something, but I haven't. I keep telling myself, after we put our son to sleep, I will spend that extra 2 hours. Maybe he gets him to sleep at like 9 or so, then I should have 9 to 11, 2 hours to work on projects. But do you know what happens every single night? I'm just lying there in bed, scrolling on my phone, watching YouTube videos, playing games, doing it, whatever. But it's not work towards the goals that I want to achieve. So I need to reclaim that time back. And I figured because I'm not working well at night, I need to shift to the morning. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to shift my schedule to be more of an early riser. So instead of rising just before I need to eat breakfast and get the kid to daycare and get to work and all that stuff, I'm going to wake up way earlier. So trying to shift to a 6 a.m. wake up, and then I'll have 1.5 to 2 hours in that morning period uninterrupted where I can get stuff done and then get on with the rest of my day. And it's been going pretty well. I've been a little shaky the past couple days, waking up at 7. So I'm trying not to kick myself in the shin too much for not consistently waking up at 6 a.m. I'm still moving it earlier now that my wife is going back to the hospital and she needs to wake up early. And when she wakes up, usually baby wakes up, and then my selfish time is kind of lit. So that's my plan. We've got goals. We're breaking down the goals into small things, and we're reclaiming some of our time by shifting this nighttime scrolling into just going to sleep and waking up and just working in the morning. It's been working out pretty well, all right. So I just have to keep it up and keep going. So I hope 2024 will be a year of hitting goals for me, for you. I hope that talking through it has given you some ideas of how you might achieve those goals that you've been putting off for years like I have. And let's go get it.